today I wanted to do a get ready with me video because I thought it'd be really fun. I'm going to see Dita Von Teese tonight and I wanted to film the makeup that I'm wearing. So I decided to take some inspiration from Miss Dita's book, which is called Your Beauty Mark. Absolutely fantastic book, beautifully written, beautiful photographs, very thorough information too, from exercise to hair to makeup and skincare, all things Dita. It's kind of a beauty bible, but I decided to take some techniques from the book and use it in my makeup as well as add some techniques on my own. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial and let's get deeded. Let's get deeded. Before I start applying my makeup, I'm going to do a little mask on my skin, and this is the 24 karat gold mask from Peter Thomas Roth, which is basically to kind of lift and firm the skin as well as provide an opulent glow, which I'm most excited about. And I'm just going to apply a very thin layer to my skin, and it is so pretty. It's like a gold mine in a bottle. Go for the gold. That highlight though. I've gone ahead and rinsed the mask off my face. Now I'm going to add some more moisture, and this is the Oilless Oil Purified Squalene Oil from Peter Thomas Roth as well. I like this stuff because it absorbs very quickly, and it's really nice if you have oily skin. So it comes in a little dropper, and I just put it into my palm and get a little bit on my fingertip and just kind of rub it in circles onto the skin. I also like to bring that down my neck as well. Give the neck some love, if you will. While that's settling into my skin, I like to go ahead and prime the eyes, save a little bit of time. And I'm just using an Urban Decay primer potion and the original formula. And for the base, I'm going to be using MAC's Paint Pot in Painterly. I like this one a lot because it gives me a nice matte base. It covers up any of the veins or discoloration on the eyelid as well. And I'm sorry for all the noise, guys. It is in the middle of the day and Bowie is snoring and my neighbor is playing piano, I think. I do like to use a bit of primer underneath my foundation, and I'm going to be using the Hourglass Veil Primer, just a tiny drop, and basically applying that to the oilier portions of my face. And it gives a really nice smooth application as well for your foundation. According to Dita's book, she starts with concealer first and then applies foundation, so I'm going to do just that and apply any concealer to the redness on my skin. And I'm using Urban Decay's Naked Concealer, which I am just kind of testing out. I usually get the redness around my nose and mouth, so I'm going to really focus that product there. You can use your fingers or even a damp beauty blender, which I love as well. Next, I'm going to apply my foundation, the Makeup Forever Ultra HD in the shade Y215, and it says to do a tiny dot, so I have a little bit, and then you work in sections and then you spread it out evenly. You want your skin to be seen, you want a very thin layer of the foundation, so I'm going to work that into my sponge and then start applying. And my neighbor is jamming up there. Oh, the perks of living underneath a musician. So I'm pretty happy with my foundation. Now I'm going to apply a very thin layer of more concealer to any of the areas that I need to. So for instance, under the eyes, just to really brighten that area. Maybe around the center of the nose as well. And at this point, you want to go ahead and set everything with powder. And I'm going to be using Besame, which I think Dita would definitely approve of. And a little powder puff. And just lightly rolling the powder into the concealer. It's going to help it stay in place and not crease. Then you can use a nice soft brush to lightly dust the rest of the foundation. It is now brow time, so I'm just giving my brows, my sad little brows, a quick brush through. And it seems that Dita prefers powder, so I'm going to be using my Anastasia Strawburn Eyebrow Duo and a fine angled brush. I like to start on the under portion of my eyebrow and lightly draw in eyebrow hairs using that powder. And I do like to brush through the powder to make sure I haven't missed any patches. Then I just keep building my brow. Do have to say I prefer powder in my brows as well. I feel like pencils get a little too waxy. What about you guys? What's your favorite brow product? it's for research. Once you're happy with your brows, you're going to take a matte ivory, place it right onto the brow bone. Then the final step is to set your brows in place. I like to use a brow mascara. This one's from NYX. But you could also use, you know, a clear brow gel as well. I feel like this step really makes the hairs stand out against the powder. Makes the brows look more natural. Now moving into eyeshadow territory, and Dita likes to sweep a peachy color onto the lid and into the crease. So I'm using Heart-Shaped Cookie, which is a matte. You could use a shimmer, just depending on your preference. And I'm just going to apply that to the lid and the crease. And it doesn't have to really apply any color or deposit any color. It's going to give you a nice base. And this Heart-Shaped Cookie color is very good for pale people, by the way. Because it's a whisper of color. A whisper. For the crease color in kind of traditional pinup style, Dita suggests either a taupe or a pinky almond color. So I'm going to be using Limit from the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette and just lightly sweeping that into the crease with a very kind of fluffy blending brush. Really helps to define your eye socket. Give a little depth there, but still keep it nice and light. And these circular motions really help when you're blending. Can't do Dita without eyeliner, so I'm going to be using a black liquid liner. This one's the matte liquid liner from NYX. Looks like this. And I love this probably the most because of the brush. It's what I learned to do eyeliner on, so I'm really comfortable with it, and I keep buying it and I love it. So I'm just going to do a nice cat line with it. And I usually start in the middle of my lid and work my way outwards and inwards. You can just paint on stroke by stroke as you go. If you mess up, don't be afraid to use some Q-tips and a little makeup remover. And you do want to check in the mirror constantly to make sure it's not wonky. This next step is super crucial to me. I like to take a black eyeliner and line the upper waterline. If you can see on this eye, I've done that already and it just makes a huge difference. So I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Aqua XL pencil, and this one is in black, which is from the new Charlie XCX collection, which comes out in May. So I like to take a Q-tip and press my lashes up and then really get the pencil into the lash line. Now it's time to curl those lashes. Always use a clean lash curler, and I like to get as close to the root of the lashes as I can, and then I'll slowly walk the curler outwards, and I crimp each time I move it slightly. It's just going to give you a nicer curl. And now I'm going to apply a very black mascara. This one is from YSL. Get to the root and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There is a section on the book on how to apply lashes, which is pretty extensive, but I'm going to show you how I apply them. I'm going to be using these 560 Da Vinci's that I found in Santee Alley in LA. And these are definitely going to be too long, so I like to hold them up to my eye first to get an idea of what I need to cut. And I always cut from the outer corner, because if you cut from the inner corner, it just looks like you have really long lashes on your inner corner. So I'm just going to lightly place those, and it looks as though I'm going to have to cut off a good amount. So probably these last two pieces with a pair of cuticle scissors. Goodbye. I like to hold the lash with a set of tweezers and apply a very thin line of lash glue. I like this one from Duo because you can easily paint it onto your band. I like to look down and then go in at an angle with the lash, and then really set it onto my natural lash. I usually set it down on the center first and then place the corners as I see fit. And once you have your lashes on, you want to take a little bit of liquid liner again and go over the band if you have any gaps where the glue is showing through. Just like to make sure that it's super black in that area. I really like the section in the book where Dita suggests different blushes for different skin tones, and for yellow skin tones like myself, she suggests pinks and corals, so I'm going to be using Tarte's Tipsy, which is one of my favorite blushes. And I like to apply my blush kind of further along the cheek, like towards the back, and then I blend it down. It almost gives it a bit of a contoured look. And then I work it down to the apple and blend. To help diffuse that blush a bit, you can run a light coat of powder on top. Something Dita doesn't necessarily do is to contour, and in the book she says, you know, unless you can contour like an Italian god, you probably shouldn't do it. But I like a little contour myself, so I'm just gonna add some taupe blush from NYX along my cheekbones. I always tend to do my hair before I finish off my lipstick because I feel like if you're doing your hair and it smears your lipstick, it's such a pain in the butt. But I'm going to be applying a lip liner from Bobbi Brown. This one is in red because we're doing red lips. It's apparent, obviously. I like to start at the top lip line and start defining those lips. Then you can go ahead and fill in the rest of your lips with a lip pencil. I like to do that because it gives it a base. And to finish off the lips, I'm going to be using Old Hollywood from Bobbi Brown and a lip brush. This one is from Besame, I love it. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the lips. Another layer of the red. I'm also going to apply a bit of shimmer to the highlights of my face, and this is the Make Forever Pro Sculpting Duo in 01. Keep it pretty light. A little bit on the nose because I like that. Some people don't like it on the nose. I do. The last thing is a trademark of Dita, and that's a tiny beauty mark, which is what the book is called, your beauty mark. So I'm just going to use a little eyeliner pencil and draw in a little dude. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this Dita Von Teese inspired Get Ready With Me. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun hanging out and trying out some techniques from this book and adding some of mine to the mix. But I do hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and join me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more. Otherwise, I will see you very soon in a new video, and take care. Bye!